You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, right? So, be good, be great, or be a good person. Clip of Mike Tyson, who's like the shaman of our society. He's more like the shaman that might sleep you because he still got those hands. But clipping him on Drink Champs, and he's like, I know a lot of great people, but they're not. I'm not trying to be a great person. There's a lot of great people. I'm trying to be a good person though. And I thought about that. Well, he's already solidified him being great, so he ain't got to work on being great no more. So I mean, hey, so it's time to work on being a good person. I get it, but that was a great point. Like, people who are great make difficult things look very easy, but people, you can be great at something and not be a good person. And I know people like to use this in a sometimes in a relationship text or context or racial context, or even a class context. But the thing is, you can say it's very difficult in American society to be a good person. You can live good, you can be great, and the degree of difficulty from that to being a good person is probably miles apart. And the other thing about that, and the reason I say that is because this is supposed to be a Christian country. I don't know why. I don't know what made this country think it's a God country, God loving, or God fearing, or even a caring about God country, because it ain't, never was. That's what I think. But when you look at the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and you look at the principles of what is good, what is righteous, what is just, though none of that fit America. The vast majority of it don't. I ain't gonna say none of it, but the vast majority doesn't. But that predated America in itself in the first place. So the path to take to becoming a good person is a harder path than everybody else, because even in the biblical side, it's harder to get into heaven than it is to hell, because not only do you have to be a good person, you have to be a good person on autopilot who's not trying to be a good person just to get into heaven. See what I'm saying? So you have to be a good person without an ulterior motive. And for us in this day and time in this society, that's a task that some people can't grasp. Like, sometimes people want to be good people when they're dying. You've been who you've been for however long you've been living. And then when you find out, I got about 3 summers left, then it's like, you know what? I'm going to be a good person now. Right now. And, it's not like I have the key to the afterlife or anything, but does it work? I don't know. Could it? Yeah. Could it not? Yeah. I've had signs in my life that says, yeah, that could actually work, but, not my call. But, and I saw another clip, I think it was Drink Champs also, Jules Santana. He was like, basically, everybody the majority of people who've entered his life have left his present better than the way they came. And he said he can't say that about other people, right? I'm sure you can say that about, like, the Dipset, they Cameron and Jim Jones, he wound up better on the back end than he did when he showed up. So I'm sure you can say that about his friends. But in a general sense, that's gauged as a good person now. Like, if the people who come into your life are at a better place in life after they leave you, you've done right by them. And if you have a bunch of people who have that experience with you, you've done right by a bunch of people. So you could consider yourself a good person, but do those people do right by you doing right by them? And you know, in our society, you would probably say the answer would be no. You would probably say the answer would be no, I didn't get the same type of treatment that I gave out if I was out here doing the best I could for other individuals. So when it comes down to it, people focus on being great because I can have more control over being great. Because if I'm great at something, people will treat me like I'm a good person. I don't have to be a good person to get treated like a good person if I become great at something. So, and that's like the biggest issue with that concept. Greatness gets you great treatment. Good person, you might meet a few Judases along the way. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.